Mkay, and today I'm going to show you how I organize my bookshelves. I own a lot of books. At last count, it was something like 1,856 books or something like that. It's quite a lot. And when you own that many, you have to keep them organized so you can find things. When you're looking for things, you need to be able to find what's what and what's where. But before I get into telling you where I keep everything organized, I want to make sure that you know that Books for Mkays is a charity that donates books to missionary kids. Today's Mkay Shoutout goes to Benaiah, who is 11 years old and lives with his family in the Ukraine. Benaiah loves books about animals and he loves history books. So that's pretty cool for an 11-year-old to be like, ooh, history. I think that's pretty awesome. If you want to donate to Benaiah and to children like him, you can donate to the Books for Mkays charity at GoFundMe.com. Every donation is very much appreciated, and don't forget to click on that subscribe button and on the little bell to be notified every time that I post a new video. Okay, how do I organize all those books? It's kind of like a little bit of organized chaos. I have my own little system of how I do things. And it doesn't always make sense even to me, but I'm gonna try to explain my process, okay? First of all, the books are divided by genre. So behind me are the classics, and then I have just some antique books that sit in a shelf by my front door. So these are books that I mostly bought because they're pretty, and those are just kind of grouped together based on the prettiness. They're not really subdivided in any way. Then I also have a shelf that has the YA and fantasy, which most of the YA that I have is fantasy anyway. And that's kind of divided between the top shelf and these two bottom shelves. And then I have two other shelves in that same area that are the middle grade books. And some that I guess maybe you could call them more children's than middle grade. Some that are kind of in that gray area. But most of these are the middle grade. And then I have a separate bookshelf next to these that is mainly just TBR. These are books that are to be read, books that have not yet earned their place on my regular bookshelves. They have to earn their spot in with the other books after I've read them and proved that I love them. Then I have a hanging shelf over my desk that is the mystery section, and this is new. I just changed this around this week. I moved some things around and moved all the mystery books into here. Now normally I would have books subdivided and organized by author's last name within the genre. But the mystery books are not organized by author's last name. They're organized by whether or not I've read it. So on the top shelf are the ones I've already read, because I don't need to reach up there for those. And the bottom shelf are the ones that I still need to read, because when I'm reaching for a new mystery to read, I want to just be able to pluck it right off the shelves and not have to get up on a chair to reach the high shelf. And I have a new shelf that I just inherited from my great-grandmother. This was my great-grandmother's shelf, and this is my very small nonfiction section. I tend to get nonfiction from the library, and I usually don't keep nonfiction books, so I have a very small nonfiction section, and these are just not in any kind of order. I just threw them on the shelf because there's not that many of them anyway. Then in my bedroom, I have a completely separate favorites bookshelves. These are books that comfort me when I'm down, or if I wake up in the middle of the night and I had a nightmare, I can just pull one of these off the shelves and read a little chapter to comfort me. So this is my comfort food. You know, this is where I go when the world has beaten me down and I need a little, a little pick-me-up. So these two shelves are in my bedroom, and these are just my separate favorites. Then also in my bedroom, I have, sitting in front of other books, my immediate TBR. These are books that I'm going to read within the next few months, and so I have them sitting close to my bedside where I can pick them up right away and just start reading. I also have bookshelves for music books that sit beside my piano. Those are not really counted in, when I say I have 1,856 books, I'm not counting music books. And I have a shelf for children's picture books that I had when I was a child, and some music books, and some curriculum for teaching Spanish. So those are all in a separate bookshelf. And I have a corner shelf in the hallway that has some children's classics and some children's books from when I was a child. These are not organized by author's last name. They're organized by how pretty they look next to each other and how the colors, you know, the colors coordinate. So most of the time, I try to organize by genre and then by author's last name, but there are exceptions. Sometimes I just don't care about it being by author's last name, and I organize it by how pretty the books look next to each other and how they color coordinate and look cute. And sometimes I organize things by topic. For instance, all the C.S. Lewis books are together in the favorite section in my bedroom because it doesn't matter to me if they're nonfiction or fiction or Christian apologetics or biography. It's all C.S. Lewis together. So those are not organized by genre, they're organized by just the author. And then I have some funny books. There's actually one here. I have all my Arthur Conan Doyle right here. But I also have a Sherlock Holmes devotional. So technically this is nonfiction, or I guess it could go like in the religious Christian section. But because it's Sherlock Holmes, I keep it here with the other Sherlock Holmes books because it's sort of organized by topic, sort of, but not really, but kind of, yeah. Another thing that I'll do is right over here I have all of my Louisa May Alcott books. Instead of having her biography in with the nonfiction, I just put the biography of Louisa May Alcott together with Louisa May Alcott. And I do the same thing for this Jane Austen biography. It is shelved with the Jane Austen books. So it's not by author's last name, it's by topic. So, you know, it just is what it is. But at least when I want to find the Jane Austen biography, I know right where to find it. That's kind of the point. When I want to find something, I know where it is. I also have a completely separate shelf that is just books that I'm saving to give to my nieces. This is all the way from baby board books up through middle grade, YA, all the way up through classics like Jane Eyre. So as they are old enough to read those books, I have them already set aside as gifts for my nieces. And I have another TBR shelf of books that have not yet earned their place on the regular shelves. And these are books that I just need to dive in. These are mostly where I'm getting my try a chapter books. These are my try it and then get rid of it books. So when I do my try a chapter videos, this is where I'm getting those books from. And that is pretty much it. That is how I organize my bookshelves. It is a little chaos, but I know where everything is. It works for me. Please leave a comment down below and let me know, how do you organize your bookshelves? Have you ever tried one of those rainbow bookshelves? I kind of wish I could do that, but I own so many books, it would just be complete chaos. I would never be able to find anything. I don't know, leave me a comment down below. Like if you guys really wanted to see me do a rainbow bookshelf, I might be tempted to do it. I might be tempted. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and remember, the right book in the right hands at the right time can change the world.